Hey, what's up, Internet and Minecraft server admins? This is Kos from Minecraft Friends here, doing a really quick tutorial of another fantastic plugin this week. It's called Mob Arena. I've been running this one on my server for quite a while, and man, it always proves to be a lot of fun just to team up with some friends and take down some mobs. And I like mixing it up, making it interesting, switching up the waves, all that kind of stuff. So it's pretty simple. The wiki page is pretty awesome for laying it out, but I figured out, some of you guys are visual people like me, so helps just to see it and work through it. So we'll start. I'll look through my configuration file, just explain how this goes. It's a little bit different. It's not that complex. You can get really complex with your config. So whatever works for you, get that set up. All right, so let's take a look. Okay, so here's the file. The default file that gets set up is good enough just to start out with. I'll show you some differences. So the classes, there's a few more that aren't laid out in the default. And then also I have food for each class, which I'll get to why I do that. These are just different classes. It kind of goes by the name, which there's a list. I'll put a link up right now, and the list of all the items that are laid out is in there. And then so you basically put the item and then a colon and then the number for however many of that item. So for knight, they get a diamond sword, this armor, 3, I think it's like instant health potions, and then 2 bread. So then going back though, there's global settings. This is pretty much all that's there. You can allow certain commands if you want to allow people to be able to kill, do a /kill. I pretty much just left this one the way it is, just because I didn't really want to allow any others. And you can quickly enable and disable this plugin with this one, and then this will send the update to any ops or admins. I think just ops. There's probably a permission to set it for them to get an update. So when there's a new version out, they all get prompted when they log in. So continuing on, that's the classes. Pretty straightforward. The one thing that's interesting with the Wolfmaster, if you put bone, that's how many dogs they will get when they spawn in. Now the dogs are invincible, but they don't do a whole lot of damage, and with how the armor, I think this is like leather armor, so, and a stone sword, so that one's kind of difficult. But anyway, so continuing on, arenas. You can set up multiple arenas. I just have one, but it's very easy to set up multiple ones. The first one that gets set up is called default, so that's why if this had a different name, it'd be a different arena that you're talking about. And then people could they could /join whatever arena there is, if it's like a forest or a water or whatever you want to call it. So, and then it would show this is the world that it's in, which is world is default, enabled, the arena is enabled. You can do this in-game too. You can enable and disable certain arenas. Protect just means that when stuff blows up in it, it's protected. And you can't edit any blocks in it. So logging is it's gonna output a file. I don't know. That was new and I never really played with it. So true or false doesn't matter. I think that's probably in for the future of he wants to do some persistent leaderboards and stuff like that, which that would allow. But anyway, entry fee, you put a number sign in front of it, and then the number of how much, if you have an economy, how much it costs to join each match. I do 20, and our economy is greenies. So this one's fun. I do so you don't have to clear the wave before continuing, but you do have to clear the boss before continuing. So in between bosses, you can get a whole mess of guys. It's crazy. So lightning just means that when they spawn in, it's going to strike that area with lightning just to show you where they're spawning in at. Auto equip armor. When you pick a class, it automatically puts it on unless you've denoted a couple different armors per class. So soft restore drops. This is like it allows players to edit the arena. So if you want to allow for them to be able to get a pickaxe, maybe have a builder class who has a pickaxe and they can build fortified structures inside of it, and then that's actually what the soft restore drops is, so that when they edit it, it will give them whatever item it is, so that they could build structures inside of it. So required inventory, empty inventory on join, I put that as false so people can just join without having an empty inventory. This saves the inventory, so when they leave, they get everything back plus their um, their prizes. However, we did find that if you just do ma join, which I'll show you that command in a bit here, it will just you will only get the prizes from the last time that you played. So you have to do ma leave and then ma join in order to get the prizes. So and then you could also join to be a spectator, requiring. So yeah, Hellhounds. That one is it doesn't really do much. It just helps you to know good hounds or wolves from friendly, friendly wolves from not friendly wolves. They're on fire. The friendly ones are. It doesn't hurt them, nothing like that. So PvP enabled. You can hit each other. Monster infight. The monsters hit each other. All these I left false just so it's easier. Allow teleporting. False. Spectate on death. So when you die, you go to spectator rather than just get kicked out of the arena. I suppose you could do false on this one, and you get kicked out of the arena, and then you wouldn't risk people losing their prizes that they get. So auto respawn true. Share items in the arena, so that if people want to like share potions, food, stuff like that, I leave it on true. I think by default it's false, but anyway, I do minimum players of 2 to join, so that one person just can't play the same thing over and over again and get a bunch of money. But for our test purposes, we'll leave that 0. Max players, you can have a maximum number of players. Max join distance, if you leave it at 0, people can join from wherever they want in the world. Otherwise, it requires you to be like within 50 blocks, 100 blocks, whatever you want to say, within the arena to join. So first wave delay, that's how many seconds before the first wave starts. Wave interval. Okay, have a little camera difficulties there. So anyway, we'll go back to the so final wave, if you want to have like a final wave and it's over, or if you just want to keep it going. I like to leave it at 0. It keeps it going for as long as you want, see how high they get. It's kind of fun. So monster limit, how many monsters are allowed. Monster XP, if you get XP from killing them. Keep XP if you get to leave. I like to leave that. It kind of gives them a little bit of incentive to keep playing. And then also I like to do the keep XP, and I put a enchantment table in the arena, so if they want to enchant the items, they don't get to keep them at the end, but that's how it goes. So food regen, if you want them to regen health as they go, if you just want them to have to be able to eat to regain health, that kind of stuff. So lock food level if you don't want. So spell class, I think that's about it. Player time in arena, auto ignite. So if they're okay. So continuing on, next one, waves. So there's 2 types of waves. There's the single and the recurrent. Recurrent ones just kind of go with a certain percentage. So the default one is it will just automatically ramp up based on the number of players and what wave it's on, and that's how it goes. You can get crazy with this. So we did 10 means that okay, sorry, we'll go back. All right, priority is 1, frequency is 1. So that's just like how frequent will that one happen. It kind of will randomly choose between the default or the special, and then the frequency, the lower the number, the higher the frequency, I believe. Yes. So the monsters, a higher number means it will spawn in more frequently. And then a lower number, less frequent. So we like the creepers a little lower because they're a little more difficult. And then the special one, the priority is 2, so it's a lower priority. The frequency is a little bit lower, I think. Yeah. And so then I put power creepers at 1 because in a small confined space, those power creepers are nasty. And that's kind of how it goes. So then if you want to get really particular, you can set up single waves. On wave 6, the type of monster, there's a whole list of monsters. I'll put the link right here, and the amount that they have, blah blah blah. So, and then you can also, so you got type swarm, which just means it's going to be a lot of them, and then you have a boss. So these are the single waves. So you can select what kind of boss you want, which the monster, the same thing, what kind of health, special abilities. So there's a huge list of special abilities you can give them. This zombie penguin fires arrows. It can pull distant competitors over to it, blah, blah, blah. The skeleton does fireballs, throws nearby, shuffles people around. That one's kind of funny because a lot of people think it's lag, the shuffling positions one, but anyway. Then cave spider, health medium, and then this is kind of a fun one I put in there of chicken at level 25. It kind of confuses people. They don't know what's going on, but he's pretty nasty. He puts bombs out there, blah, blah, blah. So the next section is the rewards. Every 3 waves, you could do every 3 after whatever one, they get these kind of rewards, and it'll save for each player. You've received blah, blah, blah. So it's pretty self-explanatory. Once again, play around with it. One thing to note when you're putting these in here, they don't ever tab. This never works in tab. Pretty much all plugins, it's that way. If you put a tab, it messes everything up. When you do the next line, it spaces all the way across. So the last thing you can do is class limits. You can put in, if you want to limit the number of people, -1 just means it's unlimited. I put 3 tanks because that was everybody's favorite class, so I kind of limited it. And then if you've already set up an arena, the coordinates of everything you set up will be right in here. I've wiped that out for the test one, and we'll get to that in a moment. I think that's about it. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, when you're setting up your classes, you can also do a subtype. You know, instead of items and armor, you can do permissions. So if you want them to have special permissions, for instance, on the website they use the definition of, or they use the example on the archer. If you have any archers, you don't want them to leave the arena, so you put the permissions in there, put a hyphen, and then a negative, and then like the permission that you don't want them to use, which was like MA leave. Or if you want them to have special permissions, if you have another plugin that lets them have special permissions. I think this is kind of helpful if you have like that RPG, MC MMO. It will let them to use some of their abilities inside the mob arena. It's up to you. It gets kind of crazy if you want them to have this experience. So let's hop over. I'll show you how setting up the actual arena and everything like that. So let's pop that up here real quick, and then we'll join my test server. Okay, so here we are on my test server. I already got arena built. This is one I use in production. But I've wiped everything out except the layout, and we'll go through how you set up the arena. It could be as complex or as basic as you want, and there's a little bit of trickiness, or not trickiness, but flexibility with the lobby and stuff. So basically the principle is you want the arena, a spectator area, and the lobby. Now the lobby is just a place where you can select the classes, and then you can punch an iron block to say that you're ready. So the thing that I've found with running it on a live server on the same world as everything else, you want to make it completely separate from everything else. You want each section to be separate, otherwise people will be able to like select their class and then go running around in the world without getting hurt and free armor and all that stuff. So what I did was I just blocked it off. I didn't see that in the design or as a problem with the design, so it was later on I just kind of blocked off the entries and exits. So let's go over here real quick, and I already set up a tower for setting up the one corner of the block. So basically what you do, this doesn't use world edit or anything like that. So basically when you get over in the upper corner of your map, or of your cuboid is what they're called, basically a square of your arena, you do MA set region P1. So that's 1 point. So that's it's for the arena default. If you were setting it to be an arena name, you would specify the name in there. But and then my lobby goes down a little ways, so we go down here, hit the same thing, and point 2 is what we want to put in there. So there we go. So we got the 2 points set up, and we can. This is really sweet. I love this. Let's set it daytime first, and then you can do MA show region. Oops, if I can spell, and it'll put. So then you can see your region. You want everything inside this region, the lobby, the spectators, all that stuff, because players won't get notifications unless they're inside this region. You can expand your lobby out if you want, for whatever reason, you can't put the lobby inside that region. You would basically do the same thing, and you would do MA set lobby region, and then you do L1 instead of 0.1 or L2. So that would be the same thing, each corner, L1, L2, that kind of stuff. So I'm not going to do that. Everything is inside. So once you get your overall region set up, you want to go inside. I already blew that out. So this is the leaderboard. We'll come back to this. It's really cool. I really like it. My players, or my users, they love this little feature. So anyway, here's the iron block to punch when ready when they're done. So what you want to do is you want to set where they teleport to in the lobby. So you would do MA set warp lobby. So they will show up here. Okay, then I kind of was going off the idea of like a Roman Colosseum. So you had to come down here and then you select your classes. So all the classes are up on the wall, and they're these signs. So you basically do the sign, and then you just put the name of whatever class it is. It is case sensitive, so be careful with that. And you put that up, and then the players will left click on whatever sign to pick it up. I put like a description of what each one has at the bottom, because that's just my idea. So anyway, coming back up. So we have the lobby set. Now we need to set the arena spawn. So let's go up here. Once again, like I have everything. Oh, this is an old version of my arena. But anyway, so we'll break this stuff. And then you do MA set warp arena. Yeah, I totally redone this arena. This is the old version. But anyway, so once they all ready up, every player readies up, it warps to that point, and then this is where they're in the arena. So now what you want to do is you want to set the spawn points of every of the creatures that are going to spawn in. Now there's no upward limit to it, but you need at least one. So the general rule is every 16 by 16 or chunk to have a spawn point, just because so the creatures will have a player to attack always if they spawn in, because they're going to spawn within a 16 by 16 area of any player. So what we want to do, we'll just do this. I'll just set up 4. I usually had more, but anyway, so if you want to do MA, what is it? Add spawn, that's what the command is. I have so many in my head, but anyway, so then you want to name it whatever. I just do S1. If you have multiple arenas, this would help for naming them different for each arena, but yeah, that's how it is. So you just do MA S1, and then you know, this is probably overkill, but it's a small arena, and just doing this for demonstration purposes. So spawn point S3. Okay, so we got all of our spawn points. Now the last thing that we need to set is the spectator area. So I believe when I did this one, it's gonna be here. So I wanted them to, when they finish their game, they would spawn and see these signs immediately, and they would know what's going on. So we're gonna go MA set warp spectator. Oh, it would help if I could spell right. Spectator, not spectator. Alright, so anyway. Alright, so we got all 3 of those set. The other thing to note is to grab, one thing that's kind of fun is you can grab a box and we'll put a pick in it. So, edit arena true. So that was the protection. After you finish setting your lobby, all the warps, it will protect the area and you can't edit it anymore. Actually, That's not true. It will do it as soon as you set the region. And so if you ever want to modify your area afterwards, it doesn't matter if you're op or anything like that, it won't let you do it unless you do MA edit arena true. So you'll want to do that, and that means true. Just remember to turn it back off before it starts playing, otherwise Creeper's going to blow your crap up. So anyway, we're going to put this in here. Let's, yeah, we'll do that. So now, with what I'm doing here is I'm going to set up a container. If you want to set up hidden chests with hidden things around your arena, this is a great way to do it. And then you just do, you look at the container, do MA add container, yeah. And then, I don't know, con. Okay, we'll name it. You can name whatever you want. So now that container will refill at the end of every game. So let's go back up here, and then let's see how this looks when everything's said. Okay, so then we do MA edit arena false. So now even though I'm admin, I can't edit anything. So actually, okay, well, we'll just do this. MA join, and then alright, so now it says that was the price for joining. You could set that up, you could set up that customization in the announcements file, which I didn't go over, but, and then I'll just select tank. And there's my bread. Punch the block. So now, since it's only me, it's gonna start. We'll go over here, we'll look at the, we'll grab the pickaxe, and I'm gonna let myself die. Go. Alright, so now I'm dead. I lost all my stuff. So then we do MA leave. I didn't get any prizes because I sucked. But anyway, so if I want to do... okay. So now that's back in here. So that's pretty sweet. I'm gonna hit you with a bone. Okay. So there we go. All right, let's put this back into editing mode, and then let's set up the leaderboard. This is pretty cool. I really like this. So you basically, this is gonna denote what each column is gonna be. So we'll go ahead and remove that, and we like. So I guess this one is actually it'll may default. So there we go. Okay. Yeah, so that's what you want to do. In the upper left corner, you have to do MA, and then the arena name that this is all about, and then it's going to list the players on the left side, and then you put the whatever stat you want. If it's kills, I'll put a link to where it lays this all out, where you could do swings, hits, so you could see like the percentage of how many times they whiffed. Yeah, just set it up, play around with it, and hope you have some fun with some friends. As always, this is Kaz, and enjoy the game. The final wave, so oh my god. I like to leave that true. It kind of, oh my goodness.